everybody on this great and wonderful Wednesday. I hope you all are enjoying your week and that you have recovered after the holidays, if you do those holidays. But I thought I'd let you know what I was doing, and that is I'm always looking at shortcuts to do things, because as we all know, crafting can be a very expensive hobby, even if it's more than just a hobby. Some of the most expensive pieces are the different plastic templates that are around out there for making different angles and whatever. They can be quite expensive. So I was sitting, putting my math brain on and going, okay, why can't you make a wedge ruler out of cardboard? No, I don't have a wedge ruler, but I needed a wedge ruler because I needed to make what I'm going to show you have done. So I needed to make a wedge, and I needed a 10-degree wedge and a 20-degree wedge. So my first one was to figure out, and no, I don't have a protractor either. So I had to just use a little thinking power, or that's what I said, math brain power, to figure out. And a wedge is, it's got a one long side that the sides come in, and then the bottom. It doesn't come to a point. Well, wedges can come to a point, but most of them don't. Most of them have a flat side, which is the bottom, and it's longer than the top, and they come at an angle. And I'm thinking, okay, I want a 20-degree wedge and a 10-degree wedge. I just need to figure out how long the bottom needs to be compared to the top, or at least relatively close, because I wanted to do what like I said, I'll show you what I did. They're generally used to make a circle with fabric. The Dresden, I believe that's how it's pronounced, the Dresden circles are made that way. Or if you take a bunch of ties that go from skinny at the top down to the bottom, that is an angle. But I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make one out of cardboard. So what I did is sat down, put some calculations together, and here is my wedge. And this one happens to be a, what is this one? A 12-degree wedge. And I said 20 earlier, sorry. It's a 12-degree wedge. And what I did was figured out this is the bottom of the wedge, and what this is a piece of cardboard that I think there was 3 yards of fabric on here, and I just cut the bottom and the top off. It was really long, but this is a 12-degree wedge, because what I wanted, and no, I wasn't creating a circle. And then what I did was, as you could see, the actual wedge is inside these lines, and then I added a 1/4-inch seam allowance when I cut it out. A typical wedge would be just like this, and it might come a little skinnier or a little fatter. It's not perfect. I wasn't after perfection, but it did work. And you could do the same thing with a 10-degree one. The difference is when you, as an example, yeah, see I wrote everything on this other one. When you make a 12-degree wedge, this piece here is 2.5 inches long, wide, however you want to. But that includes a 1/2-inch seam allowance, which I removed from here. And then the bottom uh, the bottom is 1 inch, which is this piece here. And so you got 2 by 1. It does not, again, it does not include that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So if you want to include that 1/4 inch seam allowance, you would need to add another 1/2 inch to each side, which would make this 2.5 by 1.5. But I didn't do that. And this was just another end because I was making it longer, because these two actually fit together. They go like this if I want it longer. And it makes a big long piece. So, but what I was after is I'm gonna make a jacket coat, or it's actually gonna be a shirt, but I wanted it made so it looks like a circle. And this is what I did. I just went and picked 5 colors, and I wanted, with the focus on one specific color, which means when you look at it, your eye follows a specific color, and that's when you make the round. If you'll notice, one specific color will be, usually it's a solid color and it's a real dark color. Most people use a black or a red, sometimes white, but it will, you'll see that, and it makes the round circle look like it's going in a circle. But this is what I did, and this is the top half of the shirt, and it will be similar to this. It will go like this. Okay, does that make sense? And of course, you know, this will be part of the arms and around here, and then I'm going to put where my arm would be, I'm going to, it'll just be a single piece of fabric, but it'll be like, if it was on a pant leg, it would be a bell bottom. I don't know what I can't remember what it's called when you put it on a sleeve here. And the same with here. And then I'm going to add another piece to the bottom. But see, it is like, I mean, I could have went completely around it and it would have made a circle, complete circle. Yeah, it would have made a cool wall hanging. But this is what I was after. And you see how the black in there makes your eye follow, and it makes it look like it's going whichever way. So if it was a complete circle, and it will be a complete circle, kind of, except it'll go around my body. So if it was like this, it will attach, but I will continue it so it goes all the way around. So if you're looking at it, you can't really see the distinction between where the sleeves are going to come in. It'll look just like one solid piece of fabric. And this is the type of clothing I like to do, ones that people go. The same with, there's clothing out there that say different words, and when you see them, the words go all the way around, like there's fabric with the alphabet on it, and it goes from A to Z, except it goes all the way around, and no letter is skipped. So you don't see like A and then D, and everything is there. But that's what I've been doing. I think it's going to look really cool. And then I just have to do the other side. And this is a really simple way. I mean, you could use any colors you want. I just had these as part of, not actually the black. Yeah, the colored ones are part of a fat quarter bundle. Of course, the black one is a fat quarter bundle, but it's not really black. It is black, but it's got little, it's almost see-through. So you can see it's almost see-through. So I just thought it looked really cool. And it's like, when I made it, it's like, you know what, like this, see, and on here where it comes across, if I can get my hair out of the way, where it comes across, it will come down like this, and then I'll have a strap that goes in the back, so it will leave my shoulder open. But I just thought it looked really, really cool, and it's, if I get the thing to stay, I don't quite have it wide enough to stay there, and it will look similar, something like that. But I needed to make sure that it was going to look like it was supposed to before I even finished it, or before I even went and got any further. And I think it looks amazing. I think that it just turned out perfect for it. But I just like it. It's different. It's me. It's scrappy, but it's not, because all the colors are together. And yes, they are bright, very, very bright, and they stand out. But the black makes it stand out. So and I had white in there before, and the white just it just took away from what it was. So I put black in there, and it's really strange how it's sewed together, and it's sewed together straight down. So you take these, stay. And it's just done with these, and you sew them together. There's 5 to each panel. There's 1, 2, 3, and it's basically it follows kind of a bordello type pattern, but not really. You just have to decide. And no, sorry, there is no pattern. I just chose 5 colors, and this is actually the beginning. When I was looking at my colors, I said, okay, so you got purple, orange, black, green, and yellow. And where the black is, which is this one here, you're sewing everything in strips. Okay, but you need to decide what one you want on the top, and you just go from there. But you have to, as you can see, the purple goes down like that, and the yellow, but they're sewed straight down. And in a lot of ways it follows a bordello, kind of, but they're all the same. No, not the other side, because they're done in a wedge. But I thought I would just let you see that, and it does. It looks cool. I like it. See, that would look. Let's see if I can get it and kind of tuck it under there. So, and this basically would what it would look like. I think it'll make an amazing shirt, and pretty easy. I don't really have to do much to the fabric. Of course, I have to add some more to the fabric, but it would it's going to be more like a jacket with no zippers, because the opening will be here. I won't have it closed up like this, but it'll be kind of an opening, a small one, because I'm going to have nothing, but the other side will be the front, and it'll be kind of an opening, just a small one. Maybe I may just leave it like this. I just have to do it so I can get it over my head. So yes, I'll bind it, but not binding that you'll see, because the binding will be behind. I want this to be seen, so it won't be a typical binding that comes over the top. And how I will do that with is a French seam, because I will line this, so it will be done as a French type seam, which means you all the seams and everything are inside each other, just like I did my tote. It will be pretty much done exactly the same way, where it gets sewed inside of itself, and then you turn it inside out, and you don't really have a binding. And you can do blankets, quilts the same way. So I thought I would show everybody what I'm up to. Besides being hot, it's hot here. It's a little warm here today. It's more humid than it is, and for only being 11 o'clock in the morning, it's humid. People don't think southern Arizona is humid, but yes, it is. We got time of year when it's humid, and it's this time of year it'll get humid and hot, and if we're lucky we might get the rain, but then it starts getting hot, and the humidity, and then right afterwards we get more of the triple digits, and then it starts rising, and you know, that's when we start hitting into 118, 120. Yes, when it gets that hot, it's just hot. But then again, anything over, say, 110 degrees is just hot. So I hope everybody is enjoying their day, and remember to push all those positive vibes, and I will see everybody in the chats. Talk to you later. Bye bye.